If you've just joined us, you're watching Newslink on DSTV channel 403 now. Focus on ENCA today is potholes, a frustration for motorists across the country. While some holes are left to become bigger and bigger, others get a quick fix only to reappear a few days later. Pule Letshwiti-Jones is on the roads in Johannesburg this morning speaking to motorists of their experience, and he joins us now. Good morning, Pule. What has been the sentiment of most motorists? We've been subjected, or we've been experiencing a number of floods, so a number of those potholes have resurfaced. What has been their experience?
Well, potholes are something that has inconvenienced a lot of drivers as well, drivers and motorists on the road as well. And like you rightfully say, this is caused by, various challenges, external challenges such as heavy rainfall, but most importantly, not maintaining some of the roads properly as well. In fact, we tried to get comments from JRA, Joburg Road Agency. They were not available. But when we spoke to the MEC spokesperson of Road and Transport, you get a sense that they're saying some of this work is something that must be done by the municipalities, and they only cater for certain roads as well within the province. But I'm going to ask my colleague Debs as well to show you on screen. A lot of roads are really damaged in the city of Johannesburg and not really maintained for quite some time as well. As we continue to drive in the city of Johannesburg, we do understand that, of course, today the Premier will be delivering his SOPA, and we continue to get reaction from many stakeholders, including opposition parties as well, such as Action SA, who speak to us this morning. Mr. Bongani Baloyi, thank you very much for joining us. Now, we're speaking about potholes, and of course in the city of Johannesburg and across Tshwane and other areas as well. But most importantly, what is it that you may expect to hear or want to hear from the Premier today, particularly speaking to the issues of service delivery?
Look, thank you so much for the opportunity. From our perspective as Action SA, we're looking forward to hear a number of things from the Premier. And the first part is the post-COVID-19 economic recovery plan for the province, which is significant because a number of people still find themselves unemployed as a consequence of COVID-19 and the various lockdowns. So it's important for us to have an appreciation further about how do we kickstart the economy of Gauteng, protect it, and also grow the economy of Gauteng. The second part is how are they going to mitigate the effects of load shedding? Because it's quite clear to us that the cities are unable to come up with a coordinated plan to ensure that they can pool resources together, and the province can do such and play such a significant role by pooling resources, coordinating, and coming up with a provincial-wide plan to mitigate the effects on the economy and livelihood of the from the Eskom situation. But thirdly, is also the issue of infrastructure investment, and as you touch on, potholes is a key part of it. But unfortunately, the provincial government can only work on provincial road network, and the municipalities really need to come to the surface in this case and really assist and maintain infrastructure. And I'm not surprised by the level of decline in maintaining infrastructure and leading to more potholes, because the maintenance of infrastructure in the municipality is borne directly by the ratepayers. And if you look at directly the financial situation of all of these municipalities in Gauteng, a majority of these municipalities are finding themselves in difficult financial situation. Naturally, if your financial situation is really bad as a municipality, it has a direct consequence, negative effect on the maintenance of infrastructure. And that you see the spiraling of potholes exacerbated by the latest rains and rainfall in this season, which has been more than the other seasons.
Would you say you're expecting to hear more plans, more ways of how to implement the plans rather than just, getting ideas without any direct timeline of when they'll be implemented? I mean, you look at the state of the province address, which was delivered by the then Premier, David Makura, last year, in which he said that they had aligned the building of all new roads to the economic reconstruction and recovery plan. But, of course, when you look at some of the roads as well, they continue to deteriorate, and the status of it really is shocking. And you also see that there's a bit of shoddy work that's been done in some of these areas where the roads are as well. Would you say that you want more timelines to the plans that will be laid out today?
Look, beyond just more timelines, we need plans that are able to be implementable. I mean, plans by their very nature need to deliver a meaningful impact on the ground and be visible, and that's what we expect. And unfortunately, the issue with roads is that there's a differentiation of roads. You find municipal roads and you find provincial and national roads. And I think in this case, what we are finding a difficulty with is a largely municipal road, and you do find province, I think, investing substantially. I think in the Val here, they're expanding the RA2, which is, I think, the third phase, which is something good. And we also needed to expand it to phase 4 as well. So the link between Johannesburg and Vereeniging can ensure that there's easier for mobility and transportation of goods and services uninterrupted in that road network. And I really think expansion of other mechanisms of mobility to link the strategic areas of Gauteng is quite important according to the Gauteng Transport Development Plan and framework as well. So beyond that, we actually need something that's tangible, visible, that can be delivered and be implementable.
Well, thank you very much. Of course, Gauteng Chairperson of Action SA. Well, Fundo, there you get a sense that the opposition parties, of course, will want to hold the ANC to account as well. But the government level, where we know the Premier will be speaking today, he will be ensuring that he delivers that State of the Province address, which will primarily outline some of the plans that government in the province has to resuscitate and, of course, speak to the province's challenges, including that of road and infrastructures, unemployment, amongst other issues as well. But we'll continue to get reaction. We did speak to the MEC of Transport earlier on. The Department of Johannesburg Road and Agency has said that they won't be commenting today as they're preparing for the SOPA. And at about a few minutes from now, we will be speaking to motorists as well, just to get a sense of how frustrated they are when they have to travel on some of these damaged roads in the city of Johannesburg.
All right, Pule, thank you very much for this. We'll certainly await the plans by the Premier a bit later on today. That's our reporter, Pule Letshwiti-Jones, to this story.